Good.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Sounds good. Says good. Cool. Uh, Manny and Bleak are here, the goats. Um, I think. Okay, I think we can start. Um,
As well.
yes.
Ah.
Hello. We're probably gonna save this and then put it. All right, because in a while.
Yeah.
It's very funny when I logged in. It said the last time we were alive, and I think it said like 6 months ago, more or less. So it's been a half a year, Jesus. But to be fair, gaming wise, it's been
Yeah.
very, very bad. In my opinion, at least. Not games, but more like news wise. I feel like it's been very weak news wise. So hello, everyone back. We are gonna be talking about a few things. Well, first of all, I think we should start by like saying what we've been kind of playing lately, because it's been literally 6 months. And then we're gonna talk a bit about Last of Us Part One, which just came out like a day ago. I did play. It was not my copy, but I did play it for a bit because I know someone who got it. I played for a bit, and then we're gonna just talk about how we kind of feel about the remake, and maybe talk about which games would be cool that we could get like remakes for the PlayStation, because PS5 is a whole new generation. It's a generation that obviously a lot of people are jumping in because they were followers for PlayStation for a while, but there's also people that probably jumped on PS5 either on the PS4 generation or just now. So we're going to talk about which games they could port over and could have more success than maybe this Last of Us port. We're also going to talk about Assassin's Creed that's been announced, the new Assassin's Creed. More Matin is going to talk about it. I personally have not much to say, and
Assassin's Creed, my
we're going to talk
favorite.
about other stuff, because we're going to also talk about like the rest of the year gaming wise, because we still have a few months to go and there's stuff still coming out. And yeah, we're gonna talk about games again for like an hour, which is cool.
Yeah, man.
So what have you been playing? I don't think I know what you've been playing, which is weird because don't
Yeah, I know.
say you've been playing fucking Battle Star
But
Rock,
what?
whatever that
No,
game
Battle.
is
Hey,
called. A
you
shitty
know what? I
ass
haven't played
game.
it in like. It's not a shitty ass game. God,
I'm gonna open my
I'm blanking on
GG.
it now. But it's a great game,
Uh,
and I'm gonna mention it just because you said that. Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah,
Deep
man,
Rock
great. I'm gonna open
Galactic. It
GG
is
so
a
I know,
great
so I
game.
can read, so I can remember. Because it's been 6 months. I don't. I'm.
And
It's been so long that I'm pretty sure the last time we did it, I still hadn't played Deathloop,
yeah,
which
you're
has
right.
been a game. I mean, fucking praise. But anyways, what
I
have you
might
been playing?
actually play it soon
Yeah.
because it's gonna be on PlayStation Plus Extra
Okay.
or whatever.
So, what's the best game you played this year so far? Either 2022 or
Honestly, okay, so I
play.
don't actually think I've played any like new releases
Oh,
in all
really?
honesty.
Oh,
Because
new
I'm trying to
releases?
think.
Yeah, I
I'm trying
played
to think.
very little new
Uh,
releases.
in terms of best game I've played, yeah, you know what? In
Oh,
2021, in
sorry.
2021 it was Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Like
How can
no,
that shit be your game of the year? That's a
no,
game that
no, no,
came
no, no.
out like
Dude,
that's the
you
same
said
thing. That's
I
the same
said
thing
no new
as me.
releases.
That's the same thing
Actually,
as me.
technically, that is a new
I'm
release.
trying to
So
get. Okay. No, it's not.
yeah,
It's
no,
not. It's not. It's not. It's
yeah,
not.
it came out. It came out in 2021.
Sure, but it's not a
Yeah,
new
yeah,
release. It's
yeah.
it's a
It released
remake.
in
It's a
2021.
remaster of.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't count. Doesn't
Yeah, yeah,
count.
yeah, yeah.
No, it doesn't
Okay,
count.
fine. Then I'll say. Okay, fine, fine, fine. I'll say it. You're gonna hate me for this, but in the
That's the
last
same thing. Sorry, that's the
this
same thing as me saying like, "Oh, the best game of the year was Last of Us Part One." Was it though? That's not really a game.
it's the game that you enjoyed. All right, fine. Then you're gonna hate me for this,
All right,
but
let me hate you then.
probably I don't care. I don't care. I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I was showing it to
You didn't play
Nicole.
that
My
for the first time. You're just replaying the
oh
same
for the
games you played.
no, but I like okay, fine, God of War, but I mentioned God of War as well earlier.
That was
No,
okay.
there's Red Dead Redemption 2, but no games that I've played. Then yeah, it would probably be that. I played Hades in 2021, but
And
no, I'm telling you, 2022 gaming wise, it's mostly just been me playing
old stuff.
Odyssey,
Oh,
uh, Deep Rock Galactic, Fortnite, Fall Guys.
Fortnite. I love Fortnite.
hmm There's this
Uh,
little game called Fortnite that you guys should check out.
I actually played
Uh,
that. This has been like the year. I
mhm.
have not played a lot of Odyssey is elite.
Yes,
it is
it
elite.
is.
I actually that's my
hmm
second. I want to say second favorite Assassin's Creed because I do think I prefer still Black Flag because I just thought that game was so much fun. But RC is like right next to it. My three best ones. I'm not a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. I'm the one of those people that like played. Like I didn't play like everyone. Usually I jump Assassin's Creed. So I played. I didn't play the first one. I played the second one. I played Brotherhood, which had an amazing multiplayer mode. I love that multiplayer mode for Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
I
where you
know.
had to
I played
assassinate
that. Yeah,
people. That
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah. That
so
was
fun.
fantastic. I
Um,
can't believe they don't still do that.
I played Assassin's Creed 3. It was a weird thing with Assassin's Creed 3. Like I think I actually saved up and bought the game on day one. I've never bought Assassin's Creed, but it looks so cool to me. I guess because of the bow and arrow. That's where the bow and
hmm
arrow thing to me personally started. But
hmm
I played Assassin's Creed 3. I didn't play Black Flag until like years later because a friend of mine lent me his copy
Yeah.
and I played it. And I didn't play any other since then except Odyssey. And I do intend on not playing because Valhalla looks like a boring game,
It's
honestly.
it's such a
And
regression of
there's the other
Odyssey, and
one, the
it's a
Egyptian
real
one,
shame.
Origins. I saw a friend of mine play. It looks cool, but it
Mhm.
doesn't look for me. So like, it's not a game
It's
that I feel like
basically
I would
like
play.
the game they made to like prepare to make Odyssey because it's basically Odyssey but with less features.
Yeah,
And yeah, no,
and
I
uh, a worse lead character. I don't know, but I was saying this year I'm looking at my list. I've been playing a lot of games. I played 23 games. This I when I say 23 games, I count as games that I either beat or um, I complete or I did the main objective, right? So, for example, I have here fucking Multiverses, which I did the
oh
main
yeah,
thing,
that was
which
a
was
game I
playing
played.
it for like 2 3 hours, but I did play it.
hmm
But I play a lot of games. I play a lot of shitty games. I play like fucking SpongeBob because also there's been a year where for some reason I wanna get platinums and I've been trying to get platinums. And
Oh my God, Avengers.
of
Yeah,
yeah,
Avengers,
that's
man.
one game I got the platinum this year. Finally, that was a platinum in the making for 3 fucking years. I got the game on 2019. Now I remember reading the trophy list and thinking to myself, this is doable. This is very doable. It seems doable.
hmm
Still took me 3 years to do it because you just have to repeat the same missions over and over again, and I was losing it at a certain time, so I just stopped. But I played other games. I think I'm gonna just say the ones I want to mention, whether it's 2022 or uh, later, earlier. Sorry, Stray. I loved Stray. I thought Stray was a great game. I think $30 for it is not a fair price though, because you can beat the game in like 4 hours. It's very short. Uh, I
I've
would say
noticed that
like
with a lot of like
25, maybe 20 would be more suitable. But this is a I know I got it because I have extra plus, right?
mhm.
If I
No,
had to
I've
buy it, I
noticed
would
that
not buy it.
with
I
yeah,
would
I've
not buy
noticed
it.
that with a lot of games in that kind of budget range
Mm-hmm.
where they're not like I wouldn't I know Stray is technically indie, but I think it's way too high of a budget to be considered really indie. But there's this weird gray area where it's like, well, it's you're getting more than a little like $10, $20 indie game, but then also it's not quite to the level that the prices that it's I think they got to I mean I think people just buy it anyways, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there's a real struggle in that little like double A or like A and a half range, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But
Mhm.
anyways, I think it's a good game. I think if it looks interesting to you, you should play it. I just don't think it's worth it just because how short it is. Again,
Mhm.
I love the game, but if you ask me, would you buy it if you didn't have extra? I would not buy it. I don't think it's worth the. Maybe if it feels like $10, $15, maybe even 20 on a good day for me, I wouldn't buy it.
Did you
Uh,
try Sifu?
Yes, but the reason why I have
Hmm.
not talked about Sifu is because I want to beat it first, and then I'll talk about it. So I'm keeping my.
Mm.
That's not my game. That's not the current game I'm playing. I'm currently playing Crisis. But after I beat Crisis, I'm gonna jump into Sifu and finish Sifu. I'm on the
Hmm.
third level. It's a disgusting game, difficulty wise, but
Yeah.
it's so far it's probably in competition for the best game I played in 2022. But I want to play. I want to finish it so I can have my full thoughts on it. But I also played this year Guardians of the Galaxy, which I thought was. I feel bad. The reason why I didn't play this game earlier was because of Avengers. I was expecting Avengers quality with Guardians, and even though
Yeah.
I love Avengers given its all its fucking
Yeah.
flaws.
All of its
Yeah,
flaws. I
Guardians. I was
know.
like, it looks like the Avengers. It looks like they were gonna add Star Lord as a character, but they said, nah, let's just bank off him on a solo game. Thank God it happened because Guardians is great. It's a great game. I think the story is better than both Guardians movies. Um, I think the writing in the game is very similar to Gun's writing, but also having its own like twist. It doesn't. It sounds like Guns, but it has its own identity. It doesn't feel like they're like stealing stuff from the MCU movies. It's more like inspiration. But I love it. I think the gameplay is probably its weakest aspect. Honestly, I don't think the gameplay is that good, but it's enough to have
Mm.
me continue playing the game. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not great, but the story is so good. I legit think the story is like a 9 out of 10 story. I really love the story of the
Hmm.
Guardians game. And the story and the gameplay is not great, but it is enough to keep me engaged, right? So it's a very short game. I told you to play. I think
Yeah, I
it's a
will.
very stressful platinum because it's one of those games where there's missable trophies. So
Hmm.
if you miss something, you have to replay the entire game. You
Hmm.
cannot just like go chapter select, right? Hey Umbreon, hey looters, thanks man. Haven't played Guardians yet. I was playing Horizon 2, great game. That's my next game. That's actually not my next game. The other game is Canada Bridges of Spirits, game that came out last year, I think, 2021. Great game. That game for $40, I think, is worth it though. It's a beautiful indie game. It's very challenging, very hard, but it's a beautiful game. A decent story, great gameplay, great world design, uh, beautiful graphics. I think it's in my top 5 best looking games on the PS5. It's just unbelievably good looking. It's short. It's like around 15 hours. Took me 15 hours to beat. How long to beat? Said it took like 9. Took me 15 because I thought the game is so hard. It's unreal how hard it is. I was not expecting a game about a cute little like village with a cute protagonist and cute little minion like creatures to be so actually fucking hard. And but it's a very challenging game, but it's totally worth it. If you have like, I think it's $30 right now. That's more than enough for this game. That to me, that game is fairly priced and it's fantastic. I know there's also a physical edition for my physical homies, but yeah, great. The other game, Horizon Forbidden West, love Horizon, love Horizon except for the story. Horizon stories, I've said this, I'll say it again, are dog shit. They make it way too complicated with no reason. The cinematics that they put in the game are very weird because it's not what's the term for, it's like the Mass Effect uh cinematics where the camera just shifts from point of view to point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very similar to Mass Effect. The way there's like conversations and there's like dialogue between characters. It's like there's a camera like filming Aloy, and then the camera switch to the other person, and they don't express emotion on their faces, which is very very weird. And most of the Horizon story is set in these like dialogue scenes, and I was just bored. I was like, I just want to kill monsters, man. Leave me be. If I was rating Horizon on the open world,
Mm.
on the gameplay, on the graphics, almost a 10 out of 10 on all across the board. Game story wise, at like a 5. It's it's
Yeah.
I
I
think
know. I tried
the
playing the
story is like
first game.
35 hours. I
Yeah.
was
I
done
tried
at
playing
like
the first
5.
game and I couldn't get through it because
This
the
one is
world
better
was
though.
really cool
Mm,
and but it was so I couldn't bring myself to care about the world because the story was so boring for me.
This one is
I
better though.
I
This one is
and
better.
then
Even
the
story wise, a
characters too.
bit better. It's still very like confusing and complex for no reason. It's the thing. It's such an easy story to do in my opinion. The world building, yeah, I get that you want to make it profound and meaningful, but the main story should not be as complex as it is. I
Mhm.
played the first one, and still before I played this one, I had to look up like a recap of what happened in Horizon One because I could not tell you for the life of me. But it's a good game. It's a great game. It's not my favorite game I've played of 2022, nor my favorite game I played just this year alone. But it's a great game. The other games I play, I'm just gonna rapid fire these. Kirby, Forgotten Land. These are the best, by the way. Kirby, Forgotten Land, great game, great platformer on the Switch. Again, $60 for like an 8-hour game, still a fucking theft. Thank God I didn't pay for that much for it, but it's a great game, and you should play it if you have a Switch when it's like $40. I think $40 would be fair for this game. Pokemon Legend Arceus is my favorite game I played from 2022. Incredible Pokemon game. I hope they push this for the next Pokemon games. I put over 80 hours into it. I don't think I've ever put that much time into a Pokemon game ever. I completed the Pokédex. I did every side quest, did everything. I don't think I've ever done that. But in this game, it just felt natural. It just felt fun. While the other games to me felt more like a chore. I know I'm probably getting some people angry, but to me, Pokemon is always about like doing the main thing, like becoming the very best trainer, not catching them all. But here, I wanted to be both, which is the biggest praise I could give to a game that I used to think about as like this chore thing when catching them all. So I don't know. I thought it was great. It's a great game. Tearaway for the Vita, great game. I had never played it. I played it for the first time this year. Great game. Again, short, but it's very sweet and probably it uses the Vita capabilities in an incredible way, which I love. Like it incorporates the Vita as like this hub where the world of this character is living on, and you as the outsider is like their god, and they use like the camera and the rear pad and the touchpad to be like God touching on their world, on like chiming in on their world. Like for example, if I use the rare pad, it's basically my finger going inside the world, and if I touch the pad, it's basically a finger destroying their world and shit like that. It's very cool. I love this game. I think it's great. Last 3 games I played, these are again the 3 best. Doom Eternal, great game. Very my biggest thing about Doom Eternal is that it's very similar to Doom. It's just
No,
like a
I think they
better
do
version.
enough.
It's a better
They do
version of
enough
Doom.
to change it up.
I don't think so.
I
I think that's my
I think so.
biggest.
There's all these different features. There's
True, true, true.
the
No,
like
I meant to say that I think the game is great. It's great. I think again, it's my third favorite game I played this year. It's a great game, and it's actually more challenging than all the others, all the before, the
no, I know.
previous one.
I was
I
able to beat the 2016 one on like hard
Yeah, me too.
difficulty.
And this one,
I
I
tried
had to
playing
beat it on
Eternal. I
normal.
had to yes, I
Yeah.
couldn't I couldn't do it.
But you know the fun thing is, do you know the I don't know the name, but there's these things where you if you collect a key, you open like a portal and you go inside a portal and you have to do this like kill a bunch of enemies in a small area with like basically no time. I don't remember the name. Slay Gates. I don't remember. It was basically this like secondary missions you had in every level where you could go inside an area and you have to kill everyone in like the shortest time possible and shit like that. I found that easier than the main like story, like this the path of the story. It's very weird how this game is way harder than the other one, and the other one I don't know, whatever. I think it's great. I think my biggest issue is that it's to me is very similar to Doom. I see Doom Eternal as like a better version of Doom, so it makes it already obviously better than the first one, but I don't think it does enough to justify it being its own thing. But I still think it's a fantastic game either way. Then my second favorite is Zelda Skyward Sword. Incredible game, incredible franchise. But I think Zelda must be the one franchise I give the most 5 out of 5s of, because even the ones that this one is considered like the worst, and I think it's fantastic. Obviously, I didn't give it a 5 out of 5. I gave it a 9, but I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. But it's such an incredible game. It's so good. It's so fun. The world building and the level design is unreal. Some controls are very bad, but that's because this game was a port of a Wii game, and Wii, even though I love the Wii for what it was, to like actually play games, it sucks. It's cool to play games with movement. It's not fun to play like these type of games with the Wii controls, but whatever. I think it's a fantastic game, and my favorite game of the year so far is Deathloop. Incredible, 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 incredible. It's such a good game. I went back and bought Dishonored and Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2 to play, because I know this is from the same guys that did Dishonored, and I never played the Dishonored games. So I went back and bought Dishonored 1 and 2 for the PS4, and I will be playing both, because I thought Deathloop was just perfect. It was perfect.
Really?
It was, yeah, to me, I gave it a 4.5. I gave it a 9. But I think I'm going to get it. The reason why I gave it a 9 was because I think they put a lot of the story. Not a lot of the story. I think they put a lot of backstory to the characters in collectibles. And personally, as I was doing the platinum, I had to collect them. So I was listening to what they had to say. I was reading up on certain characters. So technically, I got the full experience. But a lot of people just play these games once, maybe twice, and be done with it. And if you're playing it just for the fun of it, you're probably not going to get the collectibles. A lot of people don't care about collectibles, so you're going to miss them. So you're going to miss a lot of information about certain characters. You're going to miss a lot of information about the people you like hired to kill, which just makes it like more interesting to me. That was like the biggest issue. But other than that, it's the funnest game I've played. It has my favorite. I think I said this before. I think it has one of the best platinums I've ever done, because the platinum of Deathloop is different from your usually platinums are like beat the game on this difficulty, do this, grab all collectibles, maybe some like speed runs. To me, Deathloop, a lot of his like the trophies are like, let's call it challenges. Like, okay, now. Well, you have to imagine you beat the game. When you beat the game, you go back and you can do everything from the beginning. It's like, okay, now you have to. The point of Deathloop is basically you're living the same day all over again, right? And the main goal of the game is to kill all the people involved with the loop thing, so you can break out the loop, right? So you have one day to kill 9. I think it's 9 or I think it's 9 like people that are involved with this procedure. So you can break the loop. While you're doing that, there's this character called Juliana that's after you to stop you from breaking the loop, basically. So she can like whenever you're doing a mission, you'll see like a fucking sign saying Juliana is on your time loop and she's out to get you. So you have to be careful, because she can basically one shot you if she finds you. But if you kill her, you can get her stuff and shit like that. It's very fucking cool. So there's like the trophies are like challenges. It's like, okay, beat the entire game without actually killing anyone. So what you have to do is get other people to kill the targets for you, or maybe like let a guy fall on a fucking meat grinder or some shit like that. It's challenges, and it was so fun to do. I didn't feel like I was doing a chore. It felt like I was actually having fun with the game, and yeah, Deathloop is just perfect. It's probably PS5 related, my favorite PS5 game. But yeah, it's incredible. Anyways, I don't want to steal more time. I think it's been a while. Let's get on to the main topics. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Let's you.
All right. So let's get on with the main topic, I guess, if you want to call it main topic. Last of Us Part One just released on excuse me, let me get this. There we go. That's better. Just released on PS5. I still don't have it. I considered getting it a lot of times. I just didn't get it because I don't know. It's a lot of money, and I don't have that
A
amount
lot
of
of money
money.
for a remake or remaster.
This is the same guy that bought Mass Effect Remastered twice on
Yeah, man.
PS4 and
PS4
PC.
and PC.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I don't know who's he's trying. I don't know who he's
I'm not.
judging.
I'm not making. I'm not judging anyone. I'm not. I would. I totally get it.
But
I just,
I did play it for
wouldn't
a
get it
bit,
myself.
but it's not worth it right now. I think the game does look insanely good. It plays better. I can't tell you it plays. It's night and day compared to the PS3 or even the PS4, excuse me, version. But it plays better. It looks again awesome. You have also the DLC of Left Behind, which I have never actually played. I remember when
I feel
it
like
came
that's
out.
gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be too depressing. Like it's like I
What,
don't.
Left
I know
Behind?
how it. Yeah, because I know how it ends.
Like
It's like,
I don't know nothing about Left Behind.
eh.
I know the characters that are involved with Left Behind, but I don't know anything about Left Behind.
No, I don't know either. But it's like because I know who the characters are. I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah.
this is gonna be
So
really depressing.
so I just don't think it's worth $80, especially because
Mm.
this game came out in 2013. That's okay. To be fair, that's almost 10 years. True, but it came out on the PS4 like 2015. We just got Last of Us 2, so I don't think there's a reason. I don't think there was anyone out there. Man, gee, I wish there was a better version of Last of Us 1 for me to play before I play Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
But obviously they're doing this because of the show that's coming out in like 3 or 4 months. No, that's too little time. No, it's like 6 months, maybe 7 months. It's coming out next year, early next year. But we
Mhm.
wanted to talk about like which games they could like remake for the PS5 that actually make sense to remake. So, Etienne, I'm gonna give you the spotlight because you have
Yeah.
not talked for a while.
Man, I honestly, like you said, I can't be like, oh, you're spending that much on a remake because I mean, I spent that much twice on a remake of a remaster of a game.
Which game? Oh yeah, Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect. So I will say this, like I've seen like all the images I've seen from the photo, but especially the thing that really blew me away was the opening of the game when he's
Yeah,
running with
yeah.
his daughter.
That's a yeah, yeah. I saw that one. Yeah, yeah.
Holy.
And
So don't
it's
get me
finally
wrong.
you can
Yeah.
tell when he breaks
Hmm.
the watch. It's basically
Yeah.
when they're about to shoot and he throws
Hmm.
Sarah to the side so she
Yeah.
doesn't get shot. You can see literally getting uh, a mark on the watch, which I thought was so cool. Obviously, you don't see the bullet. They don't zoom in, so you see the bullet hit. But like
Hmm.
you see something go against his arm, and then when you look at the watch is already broken, and
Yeah.
the expressions on Sarah's face when she's
Mm.
spoilers for a
Yeah.
10-year-old game. Oh man, it looks again. I'm not judging anyone who bought it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy
Mm.
it for $80. I'm gonna
Yep.
here in Portugal.
That's
It's
fair.
€80. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we have a
Jeez,
comment.
80.
I think
Oh my
Sony should
God.
get Insomniac to remake Sunset Overdrive into GTA. GTA? Sorry, no. Wait, into GAAS in the vein. What is GAAS?
A map with a huge balloon head expanded into a multiplayer would be awesome.
In the vein of Fortnite. Yes, Sunset Overdrive. Sorry, I don't know what G. Do you want to say GT? GA.
Games
Oh,
as a
Games as a
service.
Service. Thank you. I actually didn't know like that. Okay, thank you. That would be very cool. I do really like
Mhm.
Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive was a very fun. I actually have it here. I'm using it as like my stand for the camera. It's literally here. Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. They should. Insomniac. I'm pretty sure Sony bought Insomniac, right? So they have
Yeah.
the. Is it attached to Xbox still? Maybe not. I don't know. I actually
That's
don't
probably
know
some
if
weird
they.
thing
Yeah,
there.
but I do agree. But anyway, sorry, Mateen, go forward. Sorry,
Hmm.
but that's a
No,
great.
but like
That's a great observation.
that's yeah. Yeah, no, that like whenever it comes to like a remaster, like I always think first of all, like how long has it been? And like you said, it's been 10 years. Although like if you think about the PS4 remaster, it's been a lot shorter. But
I think yeah,
again,
I think the PS4 the PS4 remaster came out like 2015, more or less. Yes.
yeah. So, but then also, I mean, you also got to see like how much of an advancement has it been graphically. And holy crap, like
Yeah.
the advancement is insane. So really at that point,
I
to me it
just
just
can't.
becomes are you how
Yeah.
much of a fan of it are you? Like for me with the Mass Effect remaster. Like in all honesty,
But
the
I think I would
remaster from
say I'm
yeah.
I'm as much of a fan of Last of Us as you are of Mass Effect, because Last of Us
Yeah.
is my literally my second favorite
Yeah,
video
see
game of
like
all time.
I would have probably gotten that. But the thing is that
But Mass Effect is 3 games though. This is
that's
just
true. No, that's the
one
thing. That's the
15-hour
thing. Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah. Mass Effect, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition was all three games and
DLCs,
all the
right?
DLC.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for the price of one game.
yeah.
Which I still contend is one of the best deals in all of gaming. I seriously think that. Um, Also, it was free for like a month if you had Amazon Prime Gaming, which is hilarious. Uh,
The remastered?
yeah, yeah, the
What? Really?
Legendary, it was free for a month on
Uh,
Amazon Prime Gaming.
that
Yeah,
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 that
yeah.
actually feeds the theory that
Mhm.
maybe Amazon is gonna buy
You right? That's
EA.
why,
They
yeah.
keep giving away a lot of EA games.
Hmm.
But yeah. But
Then
in
they'll
your opinion,
definitely
like which game would you think would be cool? Like it can be an
for.
exclusive, sure, but I think it would make more sense to be exclusive because you're trying to get people to buy PlayStations with remakes. Uh,
Hmm.
which game would you
Oh, you
like
mean
put?
like what's another?
Yeah, because for example, like I think Demon Souls was a great
I
game
was
to port.
literally,
Demon
yeah.
Souls
It's
was a
funny. I
great
was,
game to remake. Sorry, because
yeah,
it was a very niche game.
yeah.
It had a really big cult following,
Hmm.
and the Bourne's genre, let's call it, was not as big as it
Hmm.
was back when Demon Souls came out. Now it's
Yeah,
like the biggest thing ever.
yeah, yeah,
So that
yeah,
was a
yeah.
great game for them to remake. Last of Us, it's literally the biggest PlayStation game of all
Yeah, but
time.
I mean, like, it's gonna, yeah, like that's what I said. That's why. Let's be real. That's why they did it.
Yeah, it's the
They're
biggest game.
like, yeah, 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 and it's
But
gonna
what is it
sell
smart because Last
amazing.
of Us 2 because Last of
Hmm.
Us 2 was kind of polarizing. You think I don't know if it was the smartest idea to release so kind of close to Last of Us 2.
Well, for one, I don't think that
It's not as
uh
polarizing
they
as
anticipate.
it is,
Yeah,
but it's still
yeah. I don't.
polarizing in a way.
I don't think they anticipated The Last of Us 2 to get that much vitriol and like hate or whatever. But also, I mean, The Last of Us Part One, that's pretty uncontroversial, and
Yeah.
it's I think yeah. No, I think it's funny. I was literally about to say like, oh, maybe Shadow of the Colossus, but they literally just did Shadow of the
Yeah,
Colossus
Shadow Colossus is an
remaster.
incredible game, which I will go
Um,
back to platinum.
mhm.
I don't know if it's this year or next year, but that game is awesome. That's a good game. I was thinking about this, and there's a few games that I think they should remake. But in thing is, you gotta remake games that you feel like maybe you will touch upon again. You know, so
Mhm,
like
mhm.
with the rumors of Sly 5 coming out, a Sly
Yeah.
quadrology would be great. Those games are very old. The first one does not play good whatsoever. I would do it in the vein of Spyro and Crash, where it's like a big uh, remaster graphically wise, obviously, but like also gameplay wise. And I'll leave it at that because they pulled the shit with Last of Us saying, "Oh, it plays different." It doesn't. It feels mostly the same. There's tweaks, yes, and the accessibility options now are incredible, and for that I applaud them. But It plays mostly the same. It's a sly remaster of the four games, 1, 2, 3, and Thieves in Time, whatever it's called. I think it's Thieves in Time.
Oh
It
my
would
God,
be
that's a
so
that's
good.
a fantastic one. The Order 1886.
Yo, yes, the Order
Yeah,
8086.
because
That's a great pick.
yeah,
That's awesome. The Order 86 need a PS5 remake with added multiplayer, especially getting a chance to use the weapons in Tesla Labs, campaign co-op and multiplayer. Yes, but I do think the Order 86. Did you play it?
I no, back then I didn't even have a
Oh, okay.
PS4.
I
Yeah.
think it's free
Is it actually?
On Plus Extra. You gotta check it out. Maybe
I
I'm
will
not.
definitely check it out then. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
5 hour game. It's very short,
I
but it's
remember it was
very
very
very fun.
controversial
It was
because it
very
was
fun.
so short, but it also I remember they're like,
Sweet
oh,
but
it
short. I
looks
think that would be the
amazing.
best way
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to describe the game. It's a good game. It's a good game. And it's kind of sad that they did not do anything else with it. Like it was a
Because
flop.
I'm
They were
telling you,
like, "Oh, it's a
I remember
flop. Leave
there
it."
was such a backlash about it being as short as it was.
Yeah, and it was
Um,
full price, so that kind of
yeah, it
stand.
was full
I
price, which yeah.
I don't have it here. I was looking. No, I don't have it here. But it's probably in my PS4 section. That's under my my TV. Uh, I think I bought it off a guy that was so mad that the game was short. He was like, "I just want to get rid of this," and I was like, "I'll buy it. How much you want it for it?" And he's like, "Oh, I just want to get it out. How much do you want to give it to me?" He's like, $15. I was like, $15? Sure, take it. I don't care. The fucking game comes with a seal because I think he bought the Order 8086 edition of the PS4
Mhm.
that came with the game, but those games cannot be sold separately. So he said, "Fucking just sold it to me," and it literally says in the corner, "Cannot be sold separately." With So I was like, "Okay, cool. For $15, totally worth it. It's a like 5 to 8 hour campaign. Again, short but sweet. Very easy trophy. Platinum. Very easy. Only thing you have to do is play the main story and like chapter select a few things, but that's
Mhm.
basically it. But the game had so much potential. I do think they should tweak the gameplay. Because the gameplay was, even though the game was short, there was also more problems with it just being short. I think the gameplay is very much in vein of Gears, and it's good, but it could be improved a bit. But uh, I don't see the Order as like a multiplayer PvP, but as a co-op,
No, I think it's yeah,
that
surviving
would be
the yeah.
very
Hmm.
good, very good. That's a very great suggestion. Um,
Hmm.
I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, GZDR forever, GZD
Hmm.
forever. No,
DR forever.
forever, forever.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
gonna call you forever. Thank you. That's a great suggestion.
Hmm.
But I think also like Sly would be cool just because of the rumors that there's a Fly coming out.
Hmm.
Um, they should. This is also maybe a weird game to remake, but at the same time, it's the perfect game to remaster. Sorry, the same vein as they did Last of Us. Uncharted One. Uncharted One is a good game, but it plays so poorly. It did not stand the test of time.
But
It
that would be a full remake then.
That would they had to be. It had to be because the
Yeah.
gameplay is very sluggy. It's very weird to control, Nate. The melee is also very slow. There's not much options like guns wise. Um, this You can't really change the scenery, but I don't know. I feel like Uncharted One would be a great game to just level it up and put it
Hmm.
with a new light. And there's also rumors that they're gonna touch on Uncharted universe again, not with Nathan, but like with Chloe. So
Yeah.
that would be cool. That would be
That.
cool. Also other games, I think like Resistance would be cool to get like a trilogy of Resistance. I've always been a big fan of Resistance games. So bringing them back, but that's Insomniac, and Insomniac is probably not going to touch on Resistance for a while because they're busy with that Spider guy and the fucking Wolverine guy. I guess we're only getting Marvel characters now. Don't forget
Yeah, let's
Ratchet. Don't
go.
forget Ratchet. You still have Ratchet, and Rift Apart was great.
Yeah.
I want another one. Don't forget
Mhm.
Ratchet.
I do want to try that.
Rift
I need to
Apart,
get a
incredible,
PS5,
incredible,
man.
incredible game,
I need to get a
incredible motion picture,
PS5. Uh,
incredible motion picture, but game
yeah.
wise, yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Mhm.
I think there's way more games. Oh, and this is my last one, but I also would love it, especially the first two. You can only do the first two. Don't touch the third one because the third one is pretty decent right still. But a remake of the first two God of Wars, that would be awesome. Like obviously
Mhm.
God of War 4 and Ragnarok are a different take on God of War. Uh, but imagine people jumping on God of War Ragnarok, like, okay, I want to
Mhm.
know what happened before, and you're like, okay, cool. You have God of War 4, which is the first one of this. But if you want to know even more about Kratos, there's this
Mhm.
trilogy that you can play right now, and maybe like just maybe upgrade the graphics on God of War 3, but just that, while the first two actually like remake them. That would be put that out for $80. I'll buy it day one. I'll buy that day one because the first God of War is great, and the second one is even better. And I just think that would be very cool. And a lot of people like, I want to tell my girlfriend's sister to play God of War 4, but I feel like she'll be a bit like confused because she didn't play the other ones. Like personally,
No, it's okay.
people
I
said, "Oh, you don't
showed.
need to play the other ones." You don't, but you have to have knowledge of the other ones
No, I know. So like what
because
I
the
did is
moment he
you
picks
I
up the Blade of
played.
Chaos was such an
Yeah, no,
incredible
no,
moment
no,
because
I
you
know.
know what happened before, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
I don't know.
what I did is I basically like as I was playing and like my girlfriend would be beside me and
Hmm.
watching, I just kind of in between like fill in kind of the blanks. And obviously it's not the same thing, but she still like she had an idea of when he picks up the
I
Chaos
mean,
Blades, like, oh okay.
you can kind
'Cause-
of say
yeah.
everything. So basically, there's this guy.
Hmm.
He was working for the God of War,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
he was a soldier, and he killed or
Hmm.
whatever. It's easy
Yeah, all
to
that.
get
Hmm.
people. It's not like Kingdom Hearts level where, all right,
Yeah.
man, you gotta play like
All
20
right.
games.
Dude, I will never get into
No,
Kingdom
no, don't
Hearts.
get,
Like
bro.
there's
That was
oh my God.
our mutual friend, which should not be named, but you know what I'm talking about. He kind of forced me because I'm a Disney
Yeah.
sucker fan, and I love Disney. So I was
Yeah.
like, it's weird that I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm gonna play it, and I bought the PS4 version that comes with everything except the third one. The third one I bought after, and I was playing it, and I was okay. I'm getting the story. I'm getting the story right now, and got to a game where I was like, what? What happened here? Wait, who are you? Where did you come from? What is going on? So I ended up watching a video just explain two games. It was the card game and the game that came for the DS. Those two games I didn't play. Just a video explaining these two games. It was like an hour, just to explain two games. Unreal, unreal. But
Amazing.
but still, from what I played, I can actually tell you the story of Kingdom Hearts. Like I can tell you the
Yeah.
gist of it. And it's
Hmm.
weird that after I played all those stupid games, and even when the moments that people joked like, "Oh, this is so confusing that I cannot get attached with the characters," I was still attached because I got the gist of the characters. Right? It's like, oh, I know the gist of how you feel, so I can actually get emotional
Hmm.
for you. But oh,
Yeah. I don't actually know if I'd want a remastered version of Journey. I'm sure it would
forever.
look
Yeah, I was
good,
reading
but
forever now.
because of the art style, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm obviously new hardware, software, et cetera, you could make it look quote
Do.
unquote more
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
detailed or better or
I've
whatever.
never played Journey, by the way.
But
That's a good.
Journey is
I've never played Journey. I gotta play it.
incredible,
I gotta play it. It's on my list to play.
incredible. It's genuinely like
There's no platinum. That's why I
transcendent.
didn't play it. There's no platinum.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. There's
No.
no platinum in the game. It's only like random
Yeah.
trophies. Obviously, that's not the reason I didn't
God.
play. I just never
But no,
got to it.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'd rather them just port it, honestly. I think the game's art style, especially, I wouldn't want them to upgrade it or
Mm-hmm.
anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would get excited if they announced that and I would look into it, but yeah,
I don't know how
that's
much is the
we're
game
not,
like. Isn't the game kind of short?
it's very short. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if it would make.
Yeah.
sense to
No.
just put that amount of work to like a short game that still looks incredible to this day. I've seen there's a PS4 remaster by the way of the game, so technically it's already been
Yeah.
remastered. Uh, I don't know if it makes sense to port it, but honestly, if they
Mhm.
did, I would probably play it.
Yeah.
You also mentioned Heavenly
I never
Sword.
played. Yeah, and I never played The Last Guardian,
Oh,
but I
I played
remember
Last
it was.
Guardian. I don't
Yeah.
think Last Guardian with boss fights like Bloodborne or Dark Souls would make. I'm assuming we're talking about the same game, right? With the bird.
Yeah, the bird dog
Yeah,
thing.
the bird dog. That game I got. That
Yeah.
game came out on my birthday. That was the first time a game came out on my birthday. That game that I wanted to play. I mean, um,
Hmm.
that the Last Guardian with boss fights like that, I don't think it would work as well because you don't really control. You control a kid fighting monsters. It's weird because what you control is you control the kid and the kid orders the dog thing to go around and do stuff, right? And the reason why it's a great game, the reason why it's not an incredible game is because the controls are dog shit. It's very bad to control. If the controls were good, the game would take you like 5 hours to beat. But such the controls are so bad, it takes you like 20 hours to beat. It's not a great game to play, but it's a great game story wise and graphic wise. I don't think it would work as well. Heavenly Sword, I've never played it. It's a game that I just never got into it, but it always looked super interesting to me, and I would love to give it a go one day. So maybe with a port, I don't know. I know it has nothing to do with Heavenly Sword, but I was thinking they should port also the Metal Gears, remake the Metal Gears, the first
Mm.
like four. I think there's four, because I know 1, 2, and 3 are cross-platform, but the fourth one is stuck in the PS3. Never got a port, never got anything. It's stuck on the PS3 because apparently it's very hard to port PS3 games. I don't know why, but apparently it's very hard. So I think getting a port of the four Metal Gears, given that 5 came out a few years ago, but like people that played 5 probably didn't play the other ones. So it would be cool to just play the entire collection, if you will. I never played Metal Gears. I think that's my biggest blind spot when it comes to gaming. I never played the Metal Gears. So it would be cool to play all of them. Umbriani saying Unreal? Do you mean Unravel? I don't know what Unreal is. Uh,
No,
sure.
he said. Yeah, I think he's just saying like, "Oh, Unreal." And
Oh,
I'm
Unreal.
like,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
I love Journey. Don't stop believing. Oh, ha ha ha. I mean, Sori's a kid in the first game, and he's fighting creatures of darkness. True, but he's a Weeble
Oh,
kid.
Unreal Tournament. Oh,
Oh, that's a old.
I mean,
Oh,
hey,
that
there you
that
go.
I would
Yeah.
be down with that. I would be down with that.
Mm.
Actually, I would be down. I don't know if he means in real tournament, but if he does,
We'll
I'll
find
be
out.
down.
We'll
I'll
find
be
out.
down. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, sorry. Yes, true. Sorry is a kid, but sorry
Mhm.
is a Weeble kid, so he gets all. But technically, Lost Guardian is also a Weeble kid, so maybe you're right. Maybe you're
Yeah, who knows?
right.
Who knows? You know,
Anyways,
I want to talk about the new Assassin's Creed.
we're gonna
Let's
move forward.
go.
The whole point of this is PlayStation make older games and bring them into new gens.
Yep.
Don't remaster games that we already played like 5 years ago. Bring games that we haven't played for 20 years that are stuck
Yeah.
in other consoles, like Slice.
Yeah.
No, technically Slice came to the PS3, but whatever.
Hmm.
Please.
No.
Anyways, let's go on to
Uh.
Assassin's
So
Assassin's Creed.
I'm I'm simultaneously super hyped and then also really, really like nervous about this. Oh my god. Here, wait a second. Did we freeze up?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I took the
My
mic off. I took the mic off so I could
Okay,
give
cool,
you
cool, cool,
full
cool.
sound.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. No, it was just my stream that froze. Okay. No. I am hyped and nervous at the same time because I think Odyssey is the best one of the franchise. I totally get why people don't like it. I personally think it's a great evolution, and I thought Valhalla was a big regression because they were like nervous that some fans, pardon me, some fans were like, "Oh, I didn't like how it was open world. I didn't like how the side quests were like basically they're saying that there was like too much content, which to me is a really weird complaint. But then
To be
Valhalla
fair,
was far less
sorry, to be
grindy.
fair, no. If anything, I heard Valhalla is even
No, but the
more
thing is,
content,
no,
and
it's
that
no,
is
no, no,
actually
no,
the
it's
problem that the
more.
game is
It's
just.
more, but it's not as the side quests aren't as detailed. So there's more really,
Bro, I
really
saw
short,
a side
like
quest of
fetch
Valhalla.
quests.
They made me want
Yeah.
to burn every copy of
Mhm.
Valhalla. So there's this mission where you have to stack
Yeah.
up rocks. You have to
Yeah,
stack
there's
up
they're
rocks.
called
And it took
they're
them
called
like, the
like
guy took them like 2-3 hours to stack them properly. It's like, what is this? Throw the game
they
away!
I
This is
know.
not good. It's not a good thing.
No, I know. They changed their side quests to something called like world events, and it is one of the most infuriating game designs I've played, where you go and something is happening. They're trying to make it like, oh, it organically happens, and you just happen to find this thing. But the problem is that the person tells you, oh, like like for example, one I came across was I walked past this house and this woman's complaining, "Oh, I have all these rats in my house." And she says some pretty vital information, which is like, "Oh, I have the key in this place, and in order to get the key, you need to do these three things," right? Except she just says it really quickly, and for some idiotic reason, you can't go back into like a quest log and see what she said. You just have to, and you can't go back and ask her for some reason either, because it's just a world event and it just happens. And if you can't figure it out, oh well, just move on to the. I hate that design. I hate that. And that honestly, more than anything, made me stop playing Valhalla.
Uh,
Whereas in Odyssey, like I
I'm
would
sorry,
show
I
up
want to
to
stop
it.
because this
Yeah,
is
yeah, go
insane.
ahead.
Did you see the
Mhm.
comment from
What? Tell me,
4F?
play.
Uh, it was one of the first games to let PlayStation. I assume you talk about Valhalla or Odyssey. But it was the first. It was one of the first games that let PlayStation players import PC mods into console. The big controversy was someone exported Gears of War skins from PC, of course, from Gears to PlayStation, since the game used the Unreal Engine, and most forced Sony and Microsoft forced Sony to. Oh, Unreal Tournament. Okay, I
That's
thought
insane.
I thought I thought you were talking about any of Assassin's Creed. I was like, that's weird
Jeez.
that you can use gear skins in Assassin's Creed, but
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Oh, Unreal Tournament and that Gears of War
Mhm.
skins out of the lawsuit. Yeah, that as our Unreal Tournament would be a cool game to have on the PlayStation
Mhm,
5 though.
definitely.
But sorry, go for it. Sorry.
No, no, it's fine. So basically, whereas in Odyssey, I would go to a random island and there'd be like quests that would take me hours and hours and hours to complete, which I love. And it's just, I get maybe part of it is personal preference. I just don't see how Valhalla, the way they went, is in any way makes it more enjoyable for people. Now, that being said, with this game, Assassin's Creed Mirage, it's set again.
Mirage.
I'm always hyped about
Assassin's Creed
the
Mirage.
yeah. It like it's like when you're in the desert and you think you see something,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh,
just a
really?
mirage.
Thanks for explaining what a Mirage is.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
you're very welcome.
Next time, explain
And
to me what
then,
Assassin's Creed is.
well, you see, they get people and they attack them and kill them.
Oh, is that the
But
Michael Fassbender
they,
movie? Huge.
yeah, no, but then I'm really hyped for the setting because it's Baghdad, I believe.
But they said they're gonna
And
go back to the old Assassin's
they
Creed
said, yeah,
roots.
no, that's the thing. Like, at the very
So
least,
it's not Odyssey like.
could you, yeah, I'm always hyped in an
Do you
Assassin's
want to know
Creed
about
game for the
something?
setting.
You want to know
What's
something?
up? What?
Did you know the team behind Odyssey, which is also the same team behind the great Ubisoft game, Immortals Phoenix Rising,
Yeah.
is working on a new game?
Yeah, I do. And
Do you know what game
hopefully,
that is?
what game is it?
Immortals
I'm
Phoenix
scared.
Rising 2, baby! Let's
Oh my
freaking go! Yeah, there's a leak that said they're working on a sequel and it's coming out. It's a different setting. I think it's in Nordic
Mm-hmm.
mythology, because of course it is right now.
Yeah.
And it should come out around 2023 or 4. No, so they said
Oh my
2024.
gosh.
So I'm so
I
excited.
just
I
want.
love
I
that
just
game. That game
want.
is so good.
Oh
That
my
game is so
gosh.
good.
I. Tr-
Immortals is so fun. Yeah, yeah, it's a copy of Breath of the Wild, but that's a that's
uh,
great. Breath of the Wild is a great game. Why would you not want a copy of a great game? Um,
I just hate puzzles, and that game has so
oh,
many
so
puzzles.
yeah. So you
Oh
you
my
would never
god.
play an Assassin, Legend of Zelda game because it's
No,
mostly
never. I
yeah,
would. I know. I. Oh my god. But
it's
no. So
great.
like, if
It's
nothing
so
else,
good.
they always nail the locations in Assassin's Creed.
Hmm.
So if even if they go back to the Assassin's Creed 2 combat style, which I'm like, I have never understood why people like it. At the very least, I'm hyped to see a really cool, some like, I love this like history stuff, like a really cool recreation. And no matter what, I'll always be hyped for that. So we'll see Ubisoft Forward, September 10th.
Yes, yes. Is
We
it
will
just
see.
Assassin's Creed?
No, I think they're gonna do it. I'm sure they'll do other
All
stuff
right.
in
If we
that as
can, we
well.
should stream that. If we
We
can.
totally should.
If we
Yeah,
can.
September
They're always,
10th.
even if they're bad, we can joke
Hmm.
about them being bad. So
Exactly. No, that's some of the fun times when we just
yeah, we for
stream
I
that.
assume Forev was not with us back in the day because it appeared
Oof.
here when he entered. Sorry,
Mhm.
she, they. I'm sorry, I don't know your gender. I'm sorry. Um, when they entered,
Mhm.
it appeared saying first time viewer. So we did a
Yeah.
stream back in the day, which was I think the Game Awards,
Oh, that was so
and we
much fun.
didn't get a lot. We didn't get a lot of views. We don't get a lot of views anyways, but it was just fun. I completely forgot
Yeah.
we were streaming because it was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
so
yeah. No,
fun.
that was
Even when it was
amazing.
bad, we were having fun.
I lost my we like that but what that was like 4 hours too. We
Yeah,
were
but the fun thing is,
like,
me and Mateen, we were
yeah.
there were, at the same time the Game Awards were going. There was also like a Disney thing going on.
Yeah,
So
there was
me and
like all
him
this
were like,
Marvel
on, like,
news.
oh, that's great. That's a great. Oh, look, Loki. Like so,
Yeah.
we were kind of like multitasking, but not really because we were paying
Mhm.
way more attention.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and every time there was an ad, actually this year I can stream the Game Awards. I think I could. I
Mhm.
didn't tell you that, but I can stream the Game Awards this year because this year the Game
Yeah.
Awards are on a day that's a day uh, before an holiday here in Portugal, so I can stay up late because the next day I'm not working. So this year, luckily, I can stream the Game Awards, and we'll stream because again, it was so fun. It's mostly it's just us joking around because usually it's
Mhm.
not that good, like announcement wise and things like that. But it's so fun.
Mhm.
Um. Anyways,
Nice.
yeah,
All
we're
right.
gonna try to stream
No,
Ubisoft,
definitely.
and we're also gonna stream. And that's where we're gonna talk into this last part of the stream. We're gonna talk
Mhm.
about what's coming up. What's coming up because we have this is September. Yes, September.
Yeah. Yes.
We have 3 months left in the year. September 4 actually because September just started. September, October, November,
Yeah.
December.
Mhm.
How are we feeling? Because so far I feel like this year was Elden Ring and nothing
Oh,
else.
yeah.
I There were
Yeah, I know.
multiverses. There was this great multiplayer game that everyone loves called Rumbleverse.
Yeah,
That's
man.
about it. Oh, Fall Guys
No,
came
I
back. Let's
yeah.
go.
That was random. That was really random.
But
Um,
they did. They did.
yeah, no, they did.
They
They
came
definitely
back with a
did.
passion.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I got that crown.
Got that crown,
Uh,
yeah.
No,
How are we feeling?
again, I haven't been very active in terms of games this year,
Is
so
there any
I
game still
haven't
coming out
even.
this year that you want to play other than God of War Ragnarok? Because that's the big one, right? So I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
count God of War.
I
I have
don't
a
think
few.
so,
I do
man.
have a few.
I,
I'm
I think Sifu might be a dark horse contender.
yeah,
I'm,
yeah, yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really it's Elden Rings to lose at this point. And I
True.
don't even like Souls type games, and I looked at that. I was like,
I
oh,
still
I
haven't
kind of want
played
to
it. I
play it.
do want to play it. I own it,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna eventually play it. Uh, but I still haven't played
Hmm.
it. But
Hmm.
it's just because I'm just scared to start it. It's just so scary.
Yeah.
And um,
And that's
I'm
the
still
thing. Like, I don't
excited
want to
for.
buy it full price because I know I'm
Oh, it's
gonna.
not. I didn't buy full price. It's already
Yeah.
very cheap here in Portugal. I've already seen it for like $30, $40 more or
Oh
less.
wow.
So it's gone
Nice.
down already, bro.
Hmm.
Non-Switch games go down very fast. So like it's only the Switch that sticks around the main price tag. So, anyways, I'm excited for God of War. I'm a bit
Nice.
scared by the lack of news, but I like that there's no news lately. But at the same time, I'm scared because no news might mean the game might be delayed. We're in September. Game comes out in November. There's still. I would still give it a month for a delay. Like I can totally see them coming into October and be like, "No, we're not gonna meet the deadline. We're gonna delay it to like February
Yeah.
2023." If we're
Hmm.
around the November mark, I can't see that happen. I don't think they would do that. But if we're around the October month, I could see that happening. So they've been very quiet. I'm expecting the state of play to show off the game, like they did with the Horizon. But I would not be surprised if they delay 2023, because there's two reasons. One, sorry, there's one reason I meant, and the big there's two reasons. It's November, even though it doesn't have anything around it. It's November, so they might want to try the February release, because that worked for Elden Ring. Didn't work as well for Horizon, but that's because Horizon came out so stupid. That's the dumbest thing Sony ever did. They did release Horizon next to Elden Ring, which left Horizon completely dead in the water. It's a great game, but everyone was on Elden Ring. Nobody cared about Horizon. Horizon was just there. I cared because I care about PlayStation as a whole, but there's not a lot of people that care because, oh, I have money for one game. I'm not gonna get the game that's mostly the same as the first one. I'm gonna get the brand new experience that everyone is talking about and calling Game of the Year, obviously. So you have to put in consideration that there's other games coming out. Sure, not a lot of them are a competition for God of War, but they're still coming out. But the other reason is maybe Sony wants God of War to be a Game of the Year, and with Elden Ring,
Oh
they're kind of scared. Like, are,
yeah. Mm,
when they released
maybe.
God of War, Red Dead was not yet out, so it was kind of a gamble. Like, if
Hmm.
Red Dead comes out, maybe there's gonna be competition. Didn't There wasn't any competition. God of War still won most of it. Um, but Elden Ring is literally being considered by a lot of people one of the best games of all time, and the best game of the generation, and whatnot. So it's a big competition. Maybe Sony's like, no, we want to clear this award, so maybe we're gonna delay it. I don't know. I would think that, but I don't know. The other games coming out this year, we have Shitty Nights. Oh, sorry, Gotham Knights coming out. That looks
Hmm.
awful. We have Sonic Frontiers, which I want to speak, but I cannot speak because I'm a huge Sonic fan. But at the same time, I don't know how that game's gonna turn out. So we'll see. And we also have, and then the other game that I can think, we also have Splatoon coming out. But I've seen a lot of people say it's mostly the same as Splatoon 2. So I don't know if that game can like carry any value into the year. We still have Bayonetta, we still have a Pokemon game, and we also have the Callisto Protocol, which after God of War might be my most insipid game. That game looks insane. Yes, it looks like a copy of Dead Space, but again, I don't mind that. That's a good game. If they copied
Yeah.
off bad games, that would be a thing. But they
Well, it's
copying off.
literally isn't it the same? It's the creator of
It
Dead
is.
Space.
I didn't know that. It isn't.
So
Might be.
yeah. I'm almost
Game
positive.
looks
Calypso
insane.
Protocol.
So I'm very curious to see if it's gonna be good, if it's gonna be bad.
Protocol.
Yeah, look it
Yeah.
up. So I'm very excited. Remember when they announced that game, I legit thought they were showing us gameplay of the Dead Space remaster or remake, whatever it's coming out.
Dude, I look up Callisto Protocol, and the first thing that comes up is that the game director deletes a tweet where he's promoting crunch culture.
Oh well.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
It happens. It happens. It happens.
Oh, okay, let's see. Glenn Schofield. I think
So
that's the guy who
yeah,
made. Let's
that
see.
that looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Game shows per se wise, we have what? We have the game, the Disney one, which we will definitely stream that one. We already set it up to stream that one. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
streaming the game
Yeah, no, and
showcase.
it is the guy. It is the guy who made
Oh,
Dead
okay, cool,
Space
cool.
one. Yeah.
We have the game showcase. I don't know what they call it. It's Marvel and Disney Showcase or whatever they called it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're gonna show anything Spider-Man?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think
Yeah,
anything
yeah, yeah.
Wolverine, but I think
No, nothing
Spider-Man.
Wolverine. But dude, they showed the last time they showed. How long ago was that cinematic trailer or
A
teaser?
year more or less.
Yeah, there's no like at the very least
Another
there'll be
cinematic
like
trailer. I
another
can see
cinema.
that. I can
Exactly.
see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Will
would
they
still be
show?
quite surprised if they don't show some gameplay because it's been a year.
And the game is
Like
coming out next year.
and yeah. Even if it's just like remember the first look
And
that we
Miles?
got, or no, not for Miles, for the PS4 Spider-Man, and it was like 10 seconds of him swinging through a building or something. Like
No, I
it,
think the first time we saw Spider-Man, I'm gonna look it up. I'm pretty sure the first time we saw Spider-Man PS4, it
it wasn't
was
like
an
a full
no,
gameplay
no,
trailer. It was
it wasn't even gameplay. Oh, it was. It was. There were snippets.
mhm.
Yes, there were
Yeah,
snippets.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I think
you're
we
right.
at
You're right.
least
You're right.
get that. I think we at least get that.
No, you're right because I
Um,
remember. And
yeah.
they did the same thing with
Mhm.
Uncharted when they announced Uncharted
Yeah.
3. I remember that's one of my favorite trailers of all time. Then when they announced
Oh
Uncharted
yeah,
3,
when he walks
yeah, when
out
he
of the
walks, you
wreckage.
see.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
there's a phrase. Obviously, there's a phrase, right? There's a phrase
mhm,
there, blah blah blah, and then you see him like grab a gun from a guy's hand that's in the desert, and then he
yeah.
like cleans the gun and he goes up
Mhm,
like a little sand hill, and you
mhm.
see the plane on the background all fucking
Yeah.
broken. He's like, all right, here we go, and he's walking to the desert without anything, and then it cuts to a few scenes of gameplay where he's like, one is in the boat, the other is jumping around the city. I don't remember where it takes place, but where he's falling tablets, a tablet, whatever he's called, the main guy from Uncharted 3, the villain. And then they show a bit also of him on the air while the plane is falling. That's how you do it, and it was gameplay for a bit. It was a game. Obviously, it was not. It was gameplay without the the HUD where you could see like the display of the gadgets and guns and whatnot. But it was still gameplay, right? So, I think they will do that. I think they can do that for Spider-Man. I can see that, like not full on gameplay, but like snippets of gameplay. Or they could do what they did with Miles. Do you remember that? But Miles was the same
Mhm.
year it came out, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Miles, they
No, I
showed the
mean we'll
level
see.
in the bridge, or